So I posted my first video last night, and while I was doing that, I happened to stumble across a different video that was talking about apparently suicide. Somebody, I guess, got all depressed, hated herself, and killed herself, posted the video on YouTube here. Haven't seen the video myself, I've only seen that video that was talking about it. Uh, And this is a topic that I was planning on eventually touching on anyway, because I have very strong opinions on that. Uh, I was going to wait until later, but I guess we'll just get it done and over with now. Uh, in my opinion, suicide is like a bad movie. You ever seen a movie that was just so bad and so awful that you just hit stop, eject, just never finished the movie, change the channel or whatever? That's something I haven't had the ability to do, ever. I have this insane and intense curiosity about what's going to come next. And I've seen some films that when you're watching this horrible, terrible film, halfway through it, or even right at the very end, something happens that's just so awesome, it makes it being worth it to have watched the whole thing all the way through. And I think a lot of people don't get to see that ending or that middle because they've hit stop rewind. To me, that's life. Life is that bad movie. I mean, no matter how bad things get, no matter how terrible things seem to be, how unloved or unliked or underappreciated any of that stuff gets, I feel that you have to know what comes next, because you don't. For all you know, the day after you commit suicide, that lottery ticket you had in your back pocket happened to be the winner. I mean, because that's the way life goes. Now, on the other hand, the day after you decided to commit suicide could have been the day you were going to get hit by a bus. In which case, well, you wasted your time committing suicide, didn't you? Because you were going to die anyway. You were going to be rich, you were going to die. It doesn't matter which way it's going. To me, that quest for knowledge, it's important. You have to know how it ends. I cannot imagine getting so upset about something that I just hit stop and rewind on life. It's just not a possibility or a plausibility. I I don't know. That's just it's just the way I feel about it personally, and I'm hoping that uh, maybe posting this video might reach people that need to see it, or reach people that know people that need to see it, so that they can take on that different perspective. I mean, I know it's not huge and philosophical and all that, but it's just another viewpoint that you might consider looking at. You don't know what's coming next, and it doesn't matter how bad it is now. It could get better. It's not a guarantee that it will, but it could get better. But it won't if you end it. Then it's just over. There is no more. I also feel it's a very selfish thing to do, and I know that's been said 1,000 times before, very cliche or whatever, but I mean, it's not. It's great that the pain and suffering's over for you. Fine, all right, whatever. But what about the people you've left behind? They're the ones that have to deal with it and live with it, or not live with it if they decide to choose your path. Oh, it's so sad that this person did this. I need to do that now so I can get out of it. There's a train of events you don't want to fucking get into. But I mean, the pain and sorrow and suffering that goes behind just a normal death, somebody that you know that has died of natural causes, is immense and intense enough. But then to add on the idea that they did it themselves. I've known quite a few people that have been suicidal, and the idea that when they're gone, not only do you have to deal with the pain and grief and suffering of the fact that someone you know and love died, but you also have to deal with the feelings of hatred that you're going to have for them. I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but it's going to be feelings of hatred. They are going to hate you for what you did because of the way you made them feel, because you did this. Not anybody else, it was you. I mean, that's pretty powerful in its own right. And on top of all of that, you also have the guilt, because even if you know there was nothing you could have done, even if you know beyond a doubt there was nothing you could have done, there were no signs, you couldn't have seen them, you're still going to think, oh man, I should have seen this. I should have seen it coming, man. I should have looked more carefully. I should have done this. So now they're dealing with the pain and suffering of you being gone. They're dealing with the hatred towards you for having done this to them, and they're dealing with the hatred towards themselves for not having seen it coming and done something about it. And then there's the other category of people that are dealing with all that. Only difference is they did see the signs and they did try, but in their eyes they failed because, well, you're not here anymore. You committed suicide. You're dead. You're gone. That's it. They must have failed because obviously they didn't succeed. So that's the explanation to why I believe it is so goram selfish. All right. It's just, it's stupid. It's a really dumb way to go. Nobody gets out of life alive anyway. Eventually, you're going to die. Just wait for it to happen on its own. Don't go chasing after it. And that's not anti-thrill seeking either. I'm all for thrill seeking. Just don't be retarded about it. Don't jump off the building if you don't have a parachute, you know? If you like to jump off the building with a parachute and maybe it doesn't open, that's the thrill of it. Fine. You know, I can understand that. I can relate to that. But jumping off because you know it's not going to open, that's just dumb. It's dumb. Plus, those of you that think to yourselves, oh, that'll show them I commit suicide. They'll be sorry. Great. But you're not going to enjoy that victory, are you? Not even a little bit. And a quick tap on the religious aspect of the things, if you believe in God, then you'll know that suicides go to hell. Period. So you're really not going to enjoy that victory, are you? Well, I think that's run long enough. I've stated my opinions, my views, and my thoughts. So feel free to leave your comments, opinions, and views, and, you know, whatever you need to do. Enjoy. Have a good day. This has been Nobody, talking about nothing.